Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome to Marquella the Life Speaker, where we help hear those hearts. Um, on today, we will be talking about it takes time to overcome fear. Now, with this, I brought something. I brought a little flower. Um, it's been sitting in the house anyways, but I brought this flower to use this as example. So I'm taking it out the jar. If this was real, it would need water, right? But it's not real, so it doesn't need water. But if you look at this flower, even though it's fake, it took time for them to make this flower, okay? It took them some time to make this flower. So you look at this jar, it's empty because it doesn't need any water, right? Um, it's a fake plant. So you put it in and it's already grown. But it took them some time to make this plant, right? It just didn't overgrow just like that. It took them some time to make this plant still. So what I'm saying is, just like a real plant, you got to put it down in the dirt, and then you got to put some water in it so it won't be dry. And then you're waiting as you put the dirt in, the soil in, you got to put the seed in, and then you got to put your water in. And then as you putting all that stuff in, you want it to grow. Okay, so in life, you got to think about it. It's a growing process. Okay, so for example, when you are in fear, what is the main thing that people get scared of? Finances. That's the main popular thing. Finances. Afraid of where they gonna go. Some people are afraid that they might be in trouble. Um, Finances is the main thing. When you run low on finances, you don't know what's next for you because you are low on finances. Okay? So that's fear. That's fear. Um, Say you get into a certain situation that you didn't find yourself actually wanting to be in. And so you go to the internet for answers and you get more scared. Or you even go to people for advice about your situation and you get more scared. Okay. So what's next for you? You still have to have a solution to your problem. Okay. It's just like one plus one. We all know it's two. But if you don't take your time to solve the problem, you're going to be there all day. You're going to be there all day trying to solve one plus one. Okay? Now, the problem solved that quick, right? Overcoming fear. Sometimes you can't always solve that problem. Okay? And it takes time. So, this plant here, we all know that to it took them some time to make this plant. And even though right now we don't know what we're going to do in our lives and how we're going to make it, we know it's going to take some time. So I told myself, all right, I invested in this. Okay, I really did. Um, it took me some time, but I made a decision last year that this is something that I really wanted to do. Um, I really wanted to help people without it not being a heavy burden on me. I just really wanted to just mentor. I wanted to be someone's life coach. I just wanted to do and be different. I wanted to help people. So this didn't happen overnight, but I used my own little money and I made a card. I started out making cards. Now, even though hopes was low on this, I still challenged myself to do this, okay? So I ended up doing it. Same thing with my clothing line. I bought a dress, I bought a shirt, I bought kid shirts. Um, that was something that I really wanted to do. Now, this year, I'm coming up and I'm afraid because of my background now. And even though it's a pending background, sometimes your background can do something to you to where you feel like, man, what's next? What are you going to do? Because my background is messed up. I definitely feel like people who try to look for jobs, but they got something on their background, they just give up because they got something on their background. That's fear. They ain't gonna hire me because I got this. And one declined you, you know everybody gonna decline you. But one of the things I've realized though, even if you don't have anything on your background and you have a clean background, it's still hard to find something else. That's called growth. It's called time. It doesn't matter if your background's clean or is it dirty. It's going to take you time to find what you're looking for. Now, I am definitely proud of the woman I became. Sometimes we don't tell ourselves that we are proud of who we became or we're excited about who we are. Honestly, I've been through a lot. You know, last year was definitely a whole year where I just started this, last year, and I was so excited about doing this, and then all of a sudden something came up and I stopped. And when you're passionate about something, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. Um, it's not going to happen overnight if you're passionate about what you do. So, I'm passionate about this. I love to talk to people. I love to encourage people. That's stuff that I actually like to do. And how do I do it is I tell them about my life. Um, but sometimes fear kick in because I know I need to be father. Sometimes when you know you should be doing something else, fear comes in and it kicks in and you feel like you don't want to do it. It's just sometimes like when you quit. You quit something only because of a challenge. And you knew you had potential there, but then you quit. And then Now you quit, you're seeing how much you're struggling. But there's other opportunities out there. God always, I remember, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to miss her. She's not out here anymore. My coworker, Rita, once told me, how many boats you gonna miss before you drown? That's powerful because you got to think about it. It's fear. I don't want to get on that boat and it sinks. I'm not going. Now you missed the boat. The next boat comes and it's definitely safe. It's good for you to go on. I don't want to get on that boat. They might not have enough food. So after a while, all these boats coming to you, and you have so many excuses for the reason why you're not getting on that boat. And then guess what? You drowned. Because you had so many excuses and not a solution. It's like, for example, many people have died, and they died from different things. So people could say, I'm not eating this because I might die, because this person died when they ate this. Or I'm not getting on there because someone died. I might die. So what I'm saying is that when we see something happening to other people, we put their lives in our own lives, and then we'll make up excuses for the reason why we can't move forward. Okay? And so we start looking at other people's lives and comparing it to ours. We start saying, yeah, they like this, or they just like this. And then after a while, you become that person, and you're not. You are your own unique person. And sometimes people, they compare themselves to other people, and that's not the case. God created us all to be wonderfully made. And so when it comes to fear, we compare our situations to other people's situation, and they are definitely in a total different route than you are. So me, I'm a Google searcher or a YouTube channel watcher. And every time I go through something, I go looking on YouTube or Google, and I start to see it's worse. And I'd be like, wait a minute, no, that has nothing to pertain to me. This is not what I'm looking for. So sometimes you just be searching, and you're searching to resolve your problems, and then you start to realize you're putting more than what you can bear. Okay? They said when life throws lemon at you, make lemonade. Some people don't even want to make the lemon. They don't want to go get the lemon because they're afraid to mix. They're afraid that everything will get stirred up, so they don't try no more. It's like, for example, those of you that don't know how to drive. You're behind the wheel and it's moving. You're afraid that you might hit something, so you stop trying. Or you're trying to pass the test and you keep on going and going and going and you keep failing, so you just don't want to do it no more because you failed. That's fear. If you continue to let fear control you, you'll be sitting where you're at. And that's why we have idols. We start looking at everybody else and what they're doing in their lives, and we'd be like, oh my God, they're doing so amazing, and we give them a hand clap, and we'd be so excited for what they're doing in their lives versus what we should be doing in ours. We get so distracted in everybody else's life, and we don't realize that we need to take care of ourselves. We spend so much time looking at other people and how they succeeded in their lives. If you think about it, I love motivational speakers, okay? You sit there and you listen to them and they tell you how successful they became, and they were from the bottom, and they was in the dirt, but they blossomed and they made it out of there, and they got out of there and they did it, right? And you're looking at you and you're like, okay, how am I going to do that? Hold on. You're looking like, how am I going to do that? How am I going to get out of there? How am I going to get out of that situation?